Hello, and welcome. So today at 12 p.m. Eastern, which is approximately 20 minutes from now, Rebel Wolves, I don't know if they're technically going live. I think it's just a video premiere. Not actually like live in the moment. Maybe it is this time, I'm not sure. But Rebel Wolves will be premiering a presentation for us for the Blood of Dawnwalker, which will include a release date, which is very exciting. And because this is pretty much the only game this year that I'm actually like really excited for. There's games that I'm excited for that I'm gonna play and all that, but this is like the game for me this year. You know, I decided to go live and give you guys a place to hang out so we can all watch it together. Later today, I will have a video recap going over all the information that we learned today, analyzing things and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. Hey, Belbaz. I will put a chapter marker down below in the video timeline or in the pinned comment for those of you guys that are watching this after the stream is over, so you can jump right to the show. Who's ready for some no sparkle vampires? What's up, Anonymous? Hello, Gold. I know Gold's excited. Hoping for a cool collector's edition. Yeah, they could probably do something cool with this one, right? What's up, Bait, by the way? Appreciate your comments on the videos, etc. Hello, David. How's the bean doing? Hey, Svelin, what's up? Hey, Max. Let me go live over on Twitch, and then we're gonna watch one of my videos I made like a month or two ago. Try to catch up on, you know, what this game is all about, as I haven't really thought about it in like a month or two, and I don't want to steal someone else's content, so we'll watch my video. All right. This is the intro cinematic, but let's go ahead. Actually, before we do that, let's check out X here. Ooh, that music is creepy. I did search dark fantasy on my music playlist here. I kind of like it. It's set in a really dark mood right now, a little depressing. Let's search choir dark. Yeah. Ooh. Hey Darth, what's up? What's up, Skin? How you doing, Charles? This might be my game of the year if they nail it. Hopefully. Okay, so just so we know what we're watching today. On April 28th, blah blah blah, gather around for a 45-minute stream packed with Dawnwalker content. New open world gameplay. So I think they're probably going to leave the city of Svartrow and do something out in the world, which we haven't really seen any gameplay on that. We have a new story trailer, which is really exciting. Hopefully later this week I'll have a lore video coming out on this game, gathering everything we know. Release date. System requirements. Dev insights into the game's open world and storytelling. Epic music. There we go. That music's a little happier. Epic music and much, much more. And you know what? We'll just watch this little X trailer here. Every time I say X, I keep getting these comments where people say, imagine calling it X. I'm like, guys, it's been X for 3 years now. Like, it's not a funny joke anymore. Like, it's literally the name of the company. It's X. It was shit before, it's shit now. It doesn't matter. This is X. It's not Twitter anymore. It's been 3 years. Stop writing that damn comment. Like, the first year, I get it. Like, I called it Twitter for a long time, too. We're almost 3 years past now. This is X. Getting pissed off. All right, here we go. Let's watch it.
I want you to watch.
I've not read Berserk, no.
Every story begins somewhere.
It's a world
X Twitter.
that stays with you.
What did you do to me?
Looks kind of like shit on Twitter. All right, there's not much to that, but the cool thing is they've been dropping a bunch of little lore tidbits on their X page. Hoping the replayability of this game is more than just a different build. I think it's going to be. So they're calling this a sandbox narrative, a narrative sandbox game, which isn't a term we hear too much, but it seems like they're placing a huge emphasis on replayability when it comes to choice consequence regarding dialogue and your decisions versus combat. In fact, everything we've seen so far, it seems like, if anything, the replayability is more so going to come from the narrative side rather than the build side. We have the Blood Guard right here, a bunch of these little diaries that I'm going to have to gather together later today and try to put together something here. Some lore on some of the ancient undead. The Soglav. That's a creepy looking creature. But let's go ahead and what do we got here? We got 14 minutes till it starts. So let's watch this idiot for a little while and try to catch up on some of the information. We're getting the release date today when the show starts here. Yeah, the compression does suck. All right, so here we go. The Rebel Wolves Reddit AMA just concluded, and I've gathered and organized
this is the Reddit AMA
developer responses. I think mostly all of them. There's definitely some new stuff here, but also... Shit, this ain't the video I want. This ain't the video. Hold on, let me find another video on my channel. I've done a bunch of videos on Dawnwalker. Just need a little bit of a recap here. What is this? Modern art screensaver. Let's go. Let's see. Dawnwalker. That was 3 months ago. Holy crap. All right. The Blood of Dawnwalker is heating up. Release plus new gameplay and characters. Okay, actually, this is going to be a good one to watch because we do have some. Yeah. Do. Appear as if they want to do a bit. You guys still with me here or what? What's up? All right, here we go. We're going to pull up this video for a little bit here. And we'll zoom this in. And let's go to more content coming. New gameplay trailer. So the most recent gameplay trailer that they released, this is going to kind of go over that and introduce us to the characters. We have 13 minutes till the show starts. But perhaps the most exciting part of this update is that they left us with a short new trailer that features cinematics and some gameplay snippets. In this footage, we get to see two new characters. We have this lady right here who appears to be friendly with the main character, Cohen, and you will notice that on her shirt or her attire, she has these weird looking symbols,
Runes.
almost runic looking in nature. And in this particular scene, we see runes lighting up on Cohen's chest. Now, if you've been keeping up with my Dawnwalker videos, you would know that in this game, some humans are able to use this form of magic called hexes, but this type of magic requires a gate to open that allows magic to flow in. So practitioners basically have to carve runes into their flesh to open up this gate and let the power in, which appears to be what we're seeing here with Cohen. Now, yeah, so a little reminder in this game, like one of the biggest gameplay elements is that in the daytime, you're in your human form, while at nighttime, you're in your more vampiric form. You're a Dawnwalker. You're kind of like a half-breed or a mix between both. Neither one nor the other, but still one and the other, if that makes sense. But in the daytime, when you're a human, you obviously are going to be using weapons like swords, but you also have this hex magic that you're going to be able to utilize when you transform into your vampire form at night. The hex magic goes away, and then you're a vampire, and you have vampiric powers, which are different from the hex magic. But the cool thing is when you're actually playing as a vampire, you still can utilize your sword that you use when you're in human form, but a human can't use the vampire powers, and a vampire can't use the hex magic. What's up, Angzos? And in this little snippet that they put out recently, they showed two characters, and she appears to be potentially an important story character that will maybe guide Cohen in the art of hex magic. And the other lady in this trailer appears to be perhaps, you know, a tutor of the vampire powers, but we don't know for sure. It's a speculation. Nighttime, however, Cohen transitions into his vampire form, and these runic scars should seal up and they cannot be used at that time. And that is, of course, when Cohen is going to gain access to the special vampire powers, which are separate from the hexes. But this particular character is appearing to be associated with this hex type magic. Perhaps she's a teacher or a guide to Cohen of some sorts, you know, a master of hexes and runes, and likely someone whose goals are at least somewhat aligned with Cohen in taking out the vampire lords. And then the other character, also keep in mind, so any of you guys that are watching the combat, there's been a lot of updates for this game. They actually changed it to where you don't have to participate in the directional combat. So when you guys are watching combat in this game, you'll notice there's a little directional. We have some gameplay right here. Let's see. Ours should seal up, and so you guys see this little this square right here. You're kind of watching this and figuring out which way you should block, which way you should attack the enemy, you know, what they leave open and where they're attacking you. And you have to use your joystick, or on mouse and keyboard your mouse, to block or attack in certain directions. So in some ways that's similar to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which is a highly divisive combat system. With that said, a lot of people really love KCD2 combat, myself included, so I am excited for this, but I very much understand people that don't want to deal with this. So Rebel Wolves actually updated the game during development and have introduced a regular action combat system where you don't have to deal with directional combat. It's going to be a setting in the actual game. So any of you guys that are turned off by the directional combat, you don't have to engage with it. How good the non-directional combat's going to be, I have no idea. It seems like they spent most of their resources and time on creating directional combat, so will it transfer well over to regular combat? I'm not sure, but they did offer that. They are offering that as an option. Some people are like so against directional combat, they're like, I'm not playing this game, or I'm not playing KCD2. I wouldn't have that mindset just yet, because there's going to be other options available for you. So 9 minutes till the show starts. Cannot be used at that time, and that is of course when Cohen is going to gain access to the special vampire powers, which are separate from the hexes. But this particular character is appearing to be associated with this hex type magic. This one appears to, all right, so here's the next character. I hope we see a little bit more on these characters today. Woman, but this one appears to be a vampire. Probably not a Dawnwalker, but she, like the First Lady, also appears to be on Cohen's side. You know what's really cool is the diversity of the vampires in this game. I think are really cool. If you look at like the main cast of the antagonists, I don't think she's an antagonist, but she appears to look a little bit Egyptian in a way. I think this is super cool because they can tie this into the lore. And, you know, you have vampires that are from Egypt in that area of the world, while you have vampires that are from Asia. You have vampires that are from, you know, Eastern Europe, and maybe vampires from, you know, wherever. Africa, Egypt's Africa, but and I think that can allow for a lot of really cool deep history on like different vampiric societies and what vampires do on other sides of the world. So I think in this way it's actually potentially really interesting to have a diverse set of vampires. I think it will work really well for this game, at least in some way, as there does not appear to be any hostility in these scenes. They appear to be working together. At one point, she does do some sort of vampiric magical spell where blood is summoned in front of her, and then the scene instantly switches to Cohen extending his body upwards with blood coming out of his mouth. It doesn't really seem like it's a negative scene, though. It more so seems like he's gaining some sort of powers. So perhaps this lady... You got to keep in mind, diversity seems to be like a buzzword these days, and when people hear it, they just lose their minds. I have, you know, nuanced opinions on this stuff too. I don't get into it too much on the channel, but the word diversity isn't bad. Like, there's good ways of doing it in gaming and good ways to come across authentic and stuff. I think they're doing a good job with the vampires in this game when it comes to their diversity of their ethnic backgrounds, because I think it really fits this type of story. Offers a lot of potential lore and world building for future games as well. Like maybe we go to the Middle East in the future in a future Dawnwalker game. Like the first character we talked about is the one who's going to aid Cohen in developing his vampiric powers in this case, rather than his human hex powers. But she could also just be like a companion type character, a story character whose goals just happen to align with Cohen and they end up teaming up. It's definitely noteworthy to also point out that Cohen and this character in this one scene are approaching this gigantic blood spire fountain glob, and this appears to be something important to the game and to the story. Perhaps it has something to do with Cohen gaining new power. Cohen is how I pronounce it. Cohen, how do you pronounce it? Most likely gold. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate the thumbs up on the stream. The Dawnwalker show starts in about 6 minutes, so we're going to be watching it live on the Rebel Wolves YouTube channel. Am I live on Twitch? I think I am. I don't have the Twitch chat up right now. Let me pull that up. And I think the show is about 45 minutes long. And then I'll end the stream after that and work on like a summary recap video. But it's fun to go live for these events, for games that I'm like super excited about. I only do it for games that are like my top anticipated games. Like they pull from this and he's able to absorb new powers, or maybe it has nothing to do with that, but that's just something that I thought of. And another thing I noticed is that Rebel Wolves is appearing to want to at least somewhat accurately represent medieval times in Eastern Europe, which is where this game takes place, in the Carpathian Mountains, as most of the human NPCs do have Eastern European. Yeah, so they're definitely trying to go for more of a realistic Eastern European setting here, where you don't see as much diversity, which I think makes sense if you're trying to keep it medieval and realistic. But then for the vampires, it makes so much sense to bring in, you know, vampires from different cultures and all that stuff. Oh, Matt. Max, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. I appreciate that, brother. Appearances, but the vampires are much more diverse, including this new woman vampire, which indicates that vampires at this time are likely much more international, shall I say, while regular humans, especially... Dude, this guy's pretty based. I might sub his channel. In these medieval times are much more confined to their place of origin, as there's no fast travel or anything like that, and most of these humans don't have teleport abilities like vampires do. I think this is a really cool concept, and it should allow for some interesting characters with unique backgrounds. Yeah, you see how like it makes sense here? Like the vampires have these crazy teleportation abilities, so it makes sense that you have, you know, vampires from all around the world coming into one area, while the humans are more authentic to their history and where they're from, and there's less of that. Also maintaining some sense of historical location accuracy. I'm definitely excited to see if Rebel Wolves is able to expand on some of the vampire snippets of Cohen, the player character running a gate, probably at the city gate of Surrey, which ends that game. In this snippet, Cohen designs. And that's pretty much it for the update video, although I will say that 3 minutes. The video starts off with a bit of a recap of what Rebel Wolves has released to us so far. We started off with the reveal cinematic, very dark and gruesome. I really like that trailer. Then we got the gameplay reveal over summer of 2025. And then just a couple months ago, in November of 2025, they did a gameplay showcase, which showed similar gameplay to the gameplay reveal, but we did get to see some permutations, different types of gameplay, updated gameplay, and some fan-requested features that have been added or changed, such as True, brother, true. Fucking hate that guy. Okay, all right, let's go.
Cohen. I did do an in-depth video going over all.
Let's get this set now. I think it's about time. They're just going to straight up start it. And I think we're going to have a countdown on YouTube. Wow, they have 4,500 people on their channel right now. It's good to see. Stu. It's almost time, folks. GameSpot is beating me viewership-wise right now. Come on, guys. I got 489 people watching. Let's up the numbers. I remember for the Larian, not that it matters, but I remember for the Larian panel from Hells, I used to live stream them when they would go live. And most of the time I would beat IGN. There's some panels where I had like 5,000 something people, but we would most of the time beat IGN's live audience. And it's kind of funny. It's exciting, especially when like you're an up and coming YouTuber. I don't give a shit about other YouTubers. I wish all of them success. I don't care if another one has more views than me. None of that bothers me. But when it comes to like the big corporate entities, these media environments, I love beating them in numbers. Just makes me happy. Yeah, July, it looks good. It's gonna start here soon. Well, it looks good already. Let's destroy IGN. IGN's probably got a shit ton of people watching this one. The reason why I was able to beat them for Baldur's Gate 3 is because my channel was basically dedicated to that game. I haven't been dedicated to Dawnwalker, so... Witcher 1's better than Witcher 3 in your opinion? They're going to be coming out with that Witcher 1 remake, supposedly. Grumpy, what's going on? Oh, thanks again, Max. Salutations. I'm not ready for Dawnwalker. I'm still in Hernand. True. Okay. It's starting. This is my music, by the way. I have a different program playing while we wait for this to come in. Gotta pull up my little Google Docs notepad. Maybe they are actually going live. No, it says premiere. That makes it seem like it's a pre-recorded video. It's 12 p.m. Didn't go live yet. if it's a premiere video, it should go live automatically at 12. Maybe this is actually a live stream. Here we go. Oh god, I hate the YouTube countdown music. It's so annoying. We're only streaming in 1080p. Is that Queen Tiamat? Hello. Good to see you again. Elevator music. What's our countdown here? This is where my entire YouTube channel exists, on Google Docs. I have like probably 500 pages or separate docs. Video scripts, information, all that stuff. 20-page essays. I feel like I'm in college again. Yeah, I can't say this music is very immersive for Dawnwalker. But they don't control that. The premiere, you can actually choose what premiere you want, but you don't get to actually edit this. This is all on YouTube's side. What's up, Nikki? Yeah, we're getting a release date today, for sure. Here we go.
Peggy 18.
Start with the trailer.
I want you to watch.
Every story begins somewhere.
It's a world that stays with you.
What did you do to me?
I'm behind seconds. Doesn't matter. You might be watching on their Twitch channel and it might be ahead a few seconds.
Hi everyone and welcome to the Blood of Dawnwalker's most important stream today. My name is Dominika and I'm the community lead here at Rebel Wolves, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, a streamer, YouTuber and content creator, Lionheart.
Thank you so much, Dominika, and hello everybody.
Lionheart.
It is so nice to be back here at the Rebel Wolves studio, especially as we have so many amazing things to share with everyone today.
Oh, we do have so many. It's finally time to share more light on the release of the game, and yeah, I cannot wait to see everyone's reactions.
Speaking of everyone, of course, that means you at home. We want to start with a huge
us.
thank you for joining us while we're streaming today, and for those of you that are co-streaming to your own communities. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome,
But
Lionheart.
before we get into what's coming today, there is a chance that it might be some people's first time at a Blood of Dawnwalker stream. So, Dominika, can you tell us what the Blood of Dawnwalker is all about?
Yes, of course, the Blood of Dawnwalker is the first chapter of a brand new RPG saga created by us here at Rebel Wolves. It's a dark fantasy, narrative-driven, epic adventure set in medieval Europe with a supernatural twist. So you can expect some meaningful stories, a rich open world, tough choices to make, strong characters, and of course, vampires and other creatures of the night lurking in the shadows.
Well, they're always lurking, those creatures of the night, but how about we give you that quick overview of what's happening on today's stream? We're going to start off with some brand new gameplay footage, right?
That's right, a first look at some brand new footage focusing on the many cool features waiting for you in the open world of the Blood of Dawnwalker. Everything
go.
recorded in engine, on PC, on the latest build, and we're really excited to show you how far the game has come as we're getting ready for the launch.
Well, speaking of getting ready for the launch, there is a big thing that you're going to need, and we are going to share with you the next content. It is a story trailer for the Blood of Dawnwalker, and it does include one very vital piece of information, right?
Yes, the one thing that I know everyone here is waiting for, the release date. I just need to keep my lips sealed for a few more minutes, and then it's finally all out in the open. We won't be keeping you in uncertainty until the end of the stream.
No, we won't tease you forever, but you may think that's already a lot. We have even more coming your way. We're going to be talking about the tech requirements for playing and having some of the Rebel Wolves devs dive deeper into the open world of the game too. But I mean, it wouldn't be a Dawnwalker stream if we didn't have one of those special music performances, right?
Yes, and some surprises, maybe some behind-the-scenes action as well.
Yes, that video is really cool. You definitely want to stick around to the end, but I'm not going to spoil a
I'm gonna have
single
to
bit of
challenge
it.
Lionheart to
We're
a
also going to be
1v1.
taking a look inside the box of the Blood of Dawnwalker, including the collector's edition of the game as well.
That's a lot of exciting stuff we have been so looking forward to sharing with you, so let's not prolong the intro anymore. Let's jump straight into our newest gameplay video. Enjoy.
Here we go, folks.
Peggy 18.
Hi, my name is Ariana Siarkiewicz, and I'm one of the writers at Rebel Wolves. Over the past few months, we've shared quite a lot about the game's story. Today, we'll give you a glimpse of the activities our human by day, vampire by night protagonist Cohen can take on while exploring the open world.
Guys, it looks blurry because of
We
compression.
start at night in
Just so
our
you guys know.
vampiric form, heading toward a vantage point to get a better sense of our surroundings. Reaching
Oh,
the
it's so
vantage
cool.
point reveals nearby opportunities and helps us plan our next steps.
Just gorgeous. Few brave these woods. Folks say they're chock full of monsters. Village of 𝑔𝑎𝑚𝑒. Codrin's family's land. 𝑔𝑎𝑚𝑒 Monastery. Its best days are long behind it. I don't think I'll find anything else here.
Let's open them up and check nearby points of interest.
Love the map.
Some are tied to Brensis's officers. More on them shortly. Others to hidden mysteries, haunted sites, and shrines used for fast travel, which can also serve as quest objectives. Let's mark one and head there.
Person in danger.
Early in the game, we can unlock a perk that allows us to transform into a wolf and move faster at night. It's quicker and more agile, though it comes with some limitations. There's also a daytime equivalent, but more on that later.
What was
Awesome.
that? Is someone in trouble?
It looks like we've come across a group in need of help. Whether we intervene is up to us, and both choices can lead to unexpected outcomes. We began with death from above, allowing us to quickly eliminate an unsuspecting enemy and gain the upper hand from the start. We have incorporated community feedback, and now there is no need to open the skill wheel to select a previously assigned ability.
Oh,
Instead,
yes.
we can use quick selection.
Let's go. I love that.
I thought I was done for. Done for.
So did I, to be fair. Wasn't sure I'd get you out of this in time.
But you did. Bless you. Bless you.
For now, we need to recover. As a vampire, we restore health by feeding. Human blood is most effective, but in this case, we rely on animals. It's less efficient, but it will do. Feeding increases our corruption level. It's shown next to the health bar at the bottom of the screen. The higher the corruption level, the more vampiric perks are unlocked for purchase. Nearby points of interest are marked on the map and indicated on the compass at the top of the screen. Let's head to the shrine. Here's the shrine. Damaged, so we can't use it yet.
Desecrated. Looks like the shrine's missing its heart. But maybe I could restore it.
The Witcher senses.
The tracks, they're fresh.
It's so Witcher.
There's a trail nearby. Let's follow it. A group of Brancis's soldiers has set up camp. Let's clear them out.
Princess is the main antagonist.
Voracious Bite allows us to drink blood from an unsuspecting enemy and gain the upper hand at the beginning of combat. But we're not able to drain this enemy fully, as his comrades quickly come to his aid. We use Piercing Shriek to briefly stun the weaker opponent, giving us an opportunity to take on his commander. When an enemy blocks and interrupts our attack chain, we can use Charge to prevent a counterattack. Voracious Bite can also be used during combat as an active perk, allowing us to regenerate some health.
So happy you don't have to use the wheel every time.
Hope word of this reaches your master.
With the camp destroyed, our infamy increases.
Infamy.
More about this in a moment. Let's collect our loot. We found the shrine's missing heart, along with a manual that unlocks a new perk, Precision.
Cool.
Let's open
Books.
our inventory and head to the Recipes tab.
Unlock perks.
As I mentioned, the manual unlocks a new perk called Precision. Once we read it, it becomes available in the Character tab. Let's go there. The exclamation mark indicates that a new perk is available, but we can't purchase it yet. Perks can only be acquired at a shrine by spending experience points, which are earned by completing objectives.
So how do you
And
unlock them?
since we've just finished one, we should be good to go.
With books? But how else,
We've
I
also
wonder?
found the shrine's missing heart, so we can now fix it. Let's head back.
Yeah, so many
welcome.
things have improved in this game since the first showing.
With the heart restored, the shrine is rebuilt. We can now use it. Let's start with the perks menu. In the Swordmaster abilities, we find Precision, now available for purchase. As you can see, it costs both experience points and a time segment, indicated by the hourglass icon. Let's learn it.
Wow, it cost a time segment.
Now let's take a
Damn.
look at the Vrakiri perks. With our corruption level increased and another experience point available, we can unlock new abilities, again marked with an exclamation point. The corruption level required to purchase a perk is indicated in the tooltip on the right side of the screen. Let's purchase one.
I have been listening to feedback
Time
for sure.
passes as we acquire new perks. The night comes to an end, the sun rises, and a new day begins.
30 days, 30 nights.
Along with a new edict.
Polo?
Edicts are tied to the infamy system we mentioned earlier. Several have already been proclaimed since the start of our journey. The higher our infamy, the harsher the edicts, and the more challenging the world becomes. It's a sign that Brancis is vigilant and reacts to our actions in Vale Sangora.
Cool.
Infamy reflects how much we disrupt the operations of Brancis's followers. Let's take a closer look at one of his officers, Ambrose. In the right corner of the screen, we can see his level of aggression towards us. When it reaches its peak, a new questline is unlocked,
Oh, man.
influencing the story and shaping our future confrontation with
Very
Brancis.
interesting.
As you can see, multiple open-world activities are tied to Ambrose, all connected to his operations. Let's go back to the map to mark one of them, and then let's head there.
It's totally up to the player how angry they want to make them. I love this style of map. Kind of reminds me of Elden Ring a little bit, KCD 2. Like a hand-drawn map. No release date yet, probably at the end of the show, I'm assuming. They're going to keep people around for as long as they can.
We've arrived near one of Ambrose's warehouses, storing blood supplies.
Killed.
Go back where you came from.
I don't...
Time to restore the order.
Charge is an ability shared between human and vampire forms. This enemy was weak enough to stun them with it.
The UI looks better too. Nice. This is looking definitely better.
The Valkyries store blood in places like this. 𝑒𝑚𝑏𝑟𝑐ℎ is responsible for keeping it safe. Oh, but we're not going to make his job any easier. Another group of soldiers stands in our way.
Be cool if they show off the non-directional combat for people.
We open with Broad Swing to weaken as many opponents as possible. Then follow up with Burning Blood, which briefly staggers the enemy and applies a damage over time effect.
What do we have here?
The prisoner's fate is grim. Their blood is drained, then stored in places like this, where it awaits distribution to Brensis and his officers.
Feels nice. Hitting them where it hurts.
A lot of compression going on with this stream. Hopefully they'll release like a gameplay video and just release it versus this premiere so we can see it in better quality.
With the supplies destroyed, our infamy rises again.
Nice.
We've disrupted 𝑒𝑚𝑏𝑟𝑐ℎ's operations enough for now. Let's move on to another point of interest.
What is that skill?
A haunted site.
That is sprint?
Earlier we showed you how we can move faster at night by transforming into a wolf. To increase our speed during the day, we can unlock a hex called Mercurial Fervor. Haunted
Draining
sites
stamina.
are only accessible during the day, as they require blood magic, unavailable in vampiric form. Completing them strengthens our magical abilities, but also puts our combat skills to the test.
The spirits here are restless. Perhaps I could help them somehow.
Dude, I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. You know, I was excited before, but everything just looks better. There's so much more to it than I thought.
All of the enemies are nicely grouped together. It's a perfect opportunity to use Ravenous Flock, a perk that damages opponents in an area twice. First on activation, and then in the follow-up attack.
Rest now.
Nice transition.
The enemies are defeated, so let's collect our loot. These haunted sites may reward us with ancient texts, allowing Cohen to become an even more powerful wielder of magic. And that's just a brief look at open world activities. Many more await, often tying back to the main objective and opening up new storylines along the way.
What's up, Grim? Hey, Sesame. Yeah, bravo for that presentation. It was better than I thought.
Welcome back, everybody, and I am so excited that you finally got to see more of the game's open world. All those little flavors that you've just got to see, whether that's the shrines that you now know about or the vistas that open up areas on the map. It is so cool. And that Brensis' clique also, the quests that they have out in the world are going to impact things.
Yes, yes. Everything you do in the open world influences the story, your story. So you can work your way into breaking up Brensis' network of allies if you want. want. It comes with some risks, but also, you know, might offer some interesting rewards. So you'll need to decide how to approach that.
Well, I love it when my decisions actually make an impact in a game. I mean, to ruffle their feathers or to not ruffle their feathers. That is the question. And yes, I probably could be more English, thank you for checking. But one thing I did see in there, more important than my Shakespearean skills, Cohen can turn into a wolf. How cool's that?
I know, right? It is our nod to the original Dracula novel and to our team, of course, our wolf pack.
That makes sense. I mean, I now understand why there isn't a horse, and it's great to see a nod to the wolf pack as well. But it isn't the only ability we just got a glimpse of.
We saw different
vampiric and magical abilities that players can use as well.
Yeah, many of them can be
talking about us
discovered
specifically.
by exploring hidden, mysterious places, finding forgotten books. You can uncover the lost past, learn its secrets, and use those secrets to your advantage.
I really love that the system isn't linear when you're learning skills. It isn't just get experience, get skill point. I'm going to be rewarded for exploring the world. That feels so cool. I can't wait to go
You guys are
all
good at
over Vale
remembering their
Sanctora
lines.
and try and find every single one of them.
Gotta give him credit.
I know you will be doing that, I know. And it is fun, trust me. Anyway, I think it is time for the most important part of today's stream, the Blood of Dawnwalker story trailer. See you on the other side.
Peggy 18.
I want you to watch.
What did you do to me? Where are they? Where are my family?
Jesus. The coronation. It's in 30 days.
So Princess wants to be a prince now. And mark the occasion with my family's blood.
Brensis will rip you to shreds. There might be another way. If you are to stand a chance, you need to prepare. You need to take risks. Find allies.
I have no love for Princess's regime. He is a vile monster.
Some have already taken up arms, haven't they?
𝑔𝑎𝑚𝑒 joining the rebellion? Are you serious? What on earth are you?
It's as if the 𝑔𝑎𝑚𝑒 in you is dormant during the day and awakens with nightfall.
You're not the only one wanting to see Brensis turn to ash. We're in for a rough time. Follow me and do your best to survive.
It's easy to go a step too far. Go down a path you can't turn back from.
I think it's high time you tell me what the hell is going on.
In the end, it's every man for himself.
As I see it, we're both far beyond redemption.
Doesn't mean we should kill people on a whim. I'm just trying to save my family.
That inner struggle.
Bad. Fairy tales. People tell themselves to preserve their sanity.
I love how Cohen has this inner struggle going on. It's going to be up to us, the players, like how
We're
deep you want to go into that.
We've got the release date.
We have the release date, September 3rd. Mark your calendars. It's only 4
September
months
what?
away.
September.
4 months is not a long time. It's going to be here before we know it. And that trailer, it was absolutely packed.
That was a great trailer.
I can already imagine everybody screenshotting, going over and analyzing it on Discord and Reddit. I can't wait to read through those later.
Well, what about
There
you
is
two,
a lot to
Lionheart?
unpack there, that's true. And our devs will actually dive a bit deeper into it in a moment as well.
Fair enough. Well, I won't steal their thunder. Remember, that release date is September 3rd, 2026.
September 3rd.
Don't forget it, write it down. But we have some more information that you might need that you've been waiting for, and that is the technical requirements.
Let's do that. Let's put up that nice infographic made by Mateusz, our amazing graphic designer, and show it to everyone. Okay, so you can see the minimum requirements. That's everything you need to run the Blood of Dawnwalker on your PC. The recommended requirements that we feel will provide you with a great experience, and of course, Ultra for the highest settings.
Of course, and we still have so many other important things to share with you as well, including the contents of the different game editions. But before we do that, I know you want to hear more from those Rebel Wolves devs. So we're going to see where they're exploring today.
Yes, let's give the floor to Daria Berizavada, our lead gameplay animator, and Piotr Kucharski, our writer, who will tell you more about what you, as a player, can expect to see and do in the open world of 𝑠𝑢𝑛𝑘.
Full game is on the third.
Them, right?
There's also Dorota Rutkowska, our producer, and Maciej Wiśniewski, senior level designer, who will give you a bit more insight into how that open world came to life. Okay, guys, take it away.
This must be in Poland. Got some cool forests. Reminds me of Bohemia. Bohemian paradise.
Every story begins somewhere. And this time, we wanted to take you on a journey to one of the places that inspired us while creating the world of the Dawnwalker. The majestic Polish mountains.
There is something about this place, its scale and freedom, that makes me think that this is the best spot to talk about our open world.
Yeah, totally. And you can feel a very similar feeling while walking through 𝑠𝑢𝑛𝑘, because you can feel the grandeur of the mountains, right?
Of course, and you know, when creating the world, we wanted to make it as familiar as possible, but also distinct. So, you know, the players could really admire it. There is the beauty, and underneath the beauty, there is life, there are mysteries, and of course, there are hidden threats. So day and night, just like playing as a vampire or a human, they both offer engaging experiences, but ones that will differ. So we will meet different creatures, different challenges, and of course there will be different opportunities waiting for you.
Yeah, but there's something to be found pretty much everywhere, right?
Poland also brought us Tainted Grail,
And what I, as a writer, really love about our open world is that it is equally supported both by lore and gameplay. So there is an explanation behind everything that you will see. For example, there are those little shrines next to the road, and of course there is a narrative explanation behind them. They were erected to resemble Francis, to strengthen the perception of him as the Lord of the Valley.
Yeah, those shrines and some new frescoes and some of those coins that he minted with the coat of his arms. That was brilliant. He did think of everything. And it's interesting with vampires, or Valkyrie as people call them in our game, because they don't care about money, do they?
No,
the
they
only
don't,
thing
no.
that is important to them is the blood taxation.
Exactly. You know, on one hand, they are monsters. They demand blood. They overtook the valley by force. They reshaped religion so it suits their needs. On the other hand, if you look closely, you can say that their rule doesn't really differ much from what the mortal lords before them were doing, before the Valkyrie took over.
Yeah, it is really interesting because, like, vampires, they think of themselves as superior beings. Like, humans are just like animals to them. They're like herd. But it's also interesting that if you have a herd, you need to take care of it. So if they want humans to be used properly, they want them healthy, they want them strong, so they need to take care of them, right?
Yeah, it is a very interesting aspect of our open world. Vampires give blood to humans as well. So the inhabitants of the valley, they are
Here's
healthier.
the plague.
Their children are both stronger. And on the other hand, it raises the question about the morality of this world. To what extent are the monsters really monsters? And to what extent they just introduced a new, different system of ruling.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And yeah, those moral ambiguities were really important to us when we were creating this story.
We'll go back and look at the system requirements after
moral
this.
ambiguities we talked about. They
People are saying the wrong
tie
thing.
into the characteristics of all the vampires we meet in the game, right? And they do have some really cool animations, don't they?
Yeah, of course they do. I absolutely loved working on those animations.
Right.
We actually used one of the former UFC champions because we were looking for an actor who would be perfect for Bakir, the big guy, the big boss who is
mocap, I wonder?
so big, but he's also agile and quick. So, this guy was perfect. And, he's also a gamer, so he was just a perfect match.
Right.
He understood the character, and he also understood the gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, it's really awesome when those things work together when creating a game. And it's not only about those special abilities, but also about combos, finishes, and everything that makes combat look really dynamic. And it's especially important when it comes to Cohen and his, dual nature.
Oh yeah, of course. Cohen was the most important character in the game, obviously, so
Obviously.
we wanted to make him amazing, right?
Yeah.
And he was a challenge. He is at the beginning of his story, and he is just learning everything. He's not a sword master, or he is also not a seasoned vampire. So we did want to show a little bit of uncertainty in his moves and things like this. Then you start discovering some really cool moves, some combos, and you can start using the claws. You can bite people. How awesome is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's all what the gaming is about, right? And it's also about creating a world that is both unique and characteristic, but also feel like it could exist just beside you.
Devs are really good at taking a scripted conversation and, presenting it in a less scripted way. Obviously, it's scripted, but these are just devs. They're not like presenters. They're doing a great job. Sometimes I prefer non-scripted and people just talk off the heart, but for what it is, they're doing a really good job.
When we're creating that world of our game, we really wanted to make it feel alive and interesting by adding a lot of detail. So when you go through the village, you might see a lot of people just sitting in front of their houses and doing some jobs and work. And us animators, we always like to add a little bit of something in there to make it more interesting. So sometimes you might see things like a guy hammering something and he'll accidentally hit his fingers or something. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, those details work really nicely with the environmental storytelling.
Yeah.
And, when the players explore the valley, they will find things like letters, like notes, and other traces of things that transpired in the area before Cohen makes his appearance.
Yeah.
We invite our players to look into every nook and cranny of the map, because they will certainly find things like, some small stories, items, or notes left by people who once lived there.
Yeah, there are those echoes of the past pretty much everywhere in the world. Sure. It's awesome. And I think that the world also reacts to Cohen, reacts to the player. Sometimes just walking through the world, you might see people being captured by vampires.
Oh, that's cool.
And some prisoners going around, and you can attack the vampires and free those prisoners. I think that's awesome. And those actions will have consequences.
I totally agree. I mean, it's all about, choices and consequences, right? Yeah. The simplest example of that would be if a player kills a blacksmith in a village. So the forge, of course, becomes closed, and Cohen has to take his business elsewhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like imitating the real world, where all the things that you do will have consequences.
Yep, and both Cohen and our players will soon find out that Bale Sangora is beautiful, but it can also be quite unforgiving.
Yeah, I think this is what I like the most in our game, that there's this great contrast. Like, on one hand, you have this amazing, beautiful, serene world, and on the other hand, there's this really strong, tough story. There are tough decisions and dark themes, and I think this is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Probably fun going out there and filming that for the devs.
When creating a game such as the Blood of Dawnwalker, it's important to make sure that the open world never feels empty. Every area, every village, every forest should feel like it has life, purpose, and something to discover, right?
The world should feel rich and believable, full of people, animals, monsters, and secrets, but never overwhelming.
I specifically remember the first time I went up to the mountains in our game, and I saw the Uriashi village. It really felt like a completely different place than Vejasangora. So close and yet so far away. So familiar, but also so different. And then it started snowing.
And that's another
Uriashi
element
village.
of creating the real world. The weather, like rain, fog, or as you mentioned, snow.
Yeah. Even though the time of day doesn't move until you make some certain actions, there is still an active weather system.
And the sounds. The waterfall hitting rocks, singing birds, rustle of the forest.
It all matters for how you experience the world, and for it not to feel like it's standing still.
Speaking of time,
It's been a hot topic since day one, right?
it has, so it's important to highlight that it's not a real time. It's not a timer or ticking clock. It's not meant to frustrate or rush you. In our game, you can still freely explore the world, fight, analyze your build, and talk with random villagers. And time doesn't move.
Like already said, in order to move time in a game, you have to reach a certain point of the quest or choose a certain dialogue option. You will always have an indicator of what actions are gonna actually move time and by how much.
It's like a resource. You can either pay attention to, strategically picking up quests and control the time, or just go with the flow of the game
like
and
it.
let the time pass by.
No, it's divisive mechanic,
It's
but
a resource, a framing device for the narrative and gameplay elements.
it's different.
You already know that Cohen's family has been kidnapped by Francis, and Cohen will have only 30 days to save them. But after that, the game won't end. Just the circumstances will change.
And that's where the world itself comes into play.
The game won't end if you fail the main quest after 30 days of saving your family.
We talked about
Your
the weather
chunks.
effects and look at all that snow. But let's not get distracted and talk about the narrative.
Of course, many quests and events aren't just mechanical tasks. They all tell the story. We design the world, so exploration, interactions, and activities all add to the narrative.
Yes, and as players explore, they don't just get to see the world, right? They get to live its stories. And that's when we can finally talk about our newest trailer. It's largely built from these cinematic moments that highlight key story beats and the emotions we want players to feel.
It reveals bonds and conflicts with our allies, betrayals, sorrow, romances, and all the hard decisions affecting Cohen and his family. I do think they play a lot with our emotions, don't they?
And that's what we are striving for, right? This trailer is really unique because this time it's not only about Cohen. We get to meet his family, potential allies, and other secondary characters for the very first time. And we learn some about their motivations and agendas.
We meet Cohen's family in idyllic, happy scenes.
He almost fell.
Cohen's love for them is clear, and each member of the family is unique. Lunka, the younger sister, whom he
Lunka.
protects. Mirto, the younger brother, still learning
Oh.
about the world.
Got
and
the bowl
Yana,
cut.
older sister.
I respect
But there
it.
is hidden darkness lurking beneath.
Oh yes, poverty, illness, and other heavy emotions emerge. Esme, mother of Cohen, is struggling from trauma and fear of the vampires. There is also Pieter,
That'll be my
who's
mom.
Cohen's father, basically tries really hard to keep this family together. But he also sometimes feels really helpless.
It can't be easy for
They talk
Cohen.
about his father? If I've heard anything on him.
Cohen's world is not only shaped by his family, but also by the people around him. Workers, miners, and neighbors, they all create a community that is the
Regular
backbone of
folks
life
like us.
in Vale Sangora.
Exactly. For example, there's Anka, who may be more than just a village healer. She is mysterious and resourceful, and comes with knowledge of herbs and magic that, eventually, Cohen comes to rely on. But she also hides her secrets.
And there's Marat, rebellion leader. He has strong moral compass, and he truly believes that the princess's rule must end. But he's not certain if alternatives will be better.
At some point of the trailer, you can also see Laka, who has her own mission and personal goal, which
Laka?
takes precedence over anything else in her life. And that often puts her at odds with others.
There are a lot of amazing characters waiting for Cohen along his journey.
Agreed. Each of these characters has their own motivations, story, and impact on Cohen's journey. They are
Man.
not just side characters or companions.
They're
They
cooking
shape the
with
world
this
around
presentation.
Cohen and make it feel alive, reactive, and deeply connected.
Their fate, and also Cohen's fate, and how he will shape as a person, heavily depends on the players.
Oh yes, I cannot wait for the players to experience all the difficult choices for themselves. The bonds, the conflicts. Every encounter and every decision matters.
And it's a world that stays with you.
Yeah, a story of family, loyalty,
Oh,
rebellion,
you gotta watch it, Slander.
and the cost of the choices we make.
In my opinion, it's been a fantastic presentation so far. A lot of great information, way more to the gameplay than I thought, cooler story than I thought. Listening to player feedback, it's been great. I'm more excited than ever. You guys think it's been great so far too? Like, this is a really solid presentation so far. Now we get uphill battle. Posed by Nicola. You getting sucked into this game, man? Bunch of my favorite songs so far. I wonder what this actually sounds like while they're doing this, because they're not connected to anything, so obviously it's just like a music video. And they recorded it back at the studio. It'd be cool to hear it, what that actually sounds like right now. Bravo, bravo. Elven Princess, what's up?
And where do we begin? It has to be with that music.
Oh, Lionheart,
It's a bit
you're
different,
funny.
right?
It is so much energy in that track. Wow. And a load of cool insights as well. We learned a couple of different character names. They've been revealed. We know Mirto, Anka, Lakra, and now Mara too.
Yes, the most vigilant of you might already know some of these names. I teased them on our Reddit and Discord. Like Cohen's siblings, Mirto, Yanna, and Lunka, of course. Everyone knows Lunka. Anka and Lakra from our January teaser. And yes, Marat is the new one. He's the leader of the rebellion, and you
Marat.
could notice him in the trailer too.
Yeah, I saw him in the trailer, but I saw a few other characters as well that I don't think I recognized.
No, but you will not know more about them because I cannot share too much. Do not spoil anything. You'll need to meet the others in the game in September the 3rd.
September the 3rd. Okay, got it. I'll wait till then. But if I'm not mistaken, the pre-order should be launched any time now.
I think we might be already live.
Well, what a perfect time for us to look at the different editions of the game, starting off with the digital editions.
There is 2 of them, the Standard Edition and the Eclipse Edition, which comes with a digital world compendium, a digital comic book, and a digital soundtrack.
Yeah. And we also have the physical editions as well.
Yes.
Nice.
The first print of the Standard Edition, we're calling it the Day 1 edition, will additionally include a steelbook and a map of Vesangora. It will be available at retail worldwide, both for pre-orders and for the release while supplies last. Just please make sure to check the product description on your retailer's
Physical
store page
release on launch.
to confirm the included items, as their availability may vary by region.
Really exciting to get more than just a disc in a physical edition. I do love a game map. But next up, we have that
I always throw
collector's
that shit in the
edition, and
garbage.
this one has a lot in it. It deserves its own introduction.
They're never high quality. They just go right in the garbage whenever I get a
Peggy
collector's
18.
edition. Actually, everything does except the statue. Sometimes the statue, too. What do we got here? Cohen figurine. I only have 2 statues in my room right now. KCD 2 and Baldur's Gate 3. I'm very picky with what I'll actually put up as a statue, because I think a lot of them are garbage and they're too plasticky and ugly. I'm going to consider this one, though. We'll see. It looks all right.
Awesome. Let's break down what we just saw there.
Okay, so in addition to the standard Day 1 content, so the steelbook, the map of Vesangora, and the game, of course, you will also get a code to redeem the digital Eclipse edition, which comes with the digital soundtrack, digital comic book, and digital World Compendium, as well as a physical edition of the World Compendium and our special Cohen figurine. All of it packed in an amazing box that you can see on the screen. It will be available in the Bandai Namco stores and selected retailers.
It's really cool. Everything from the other editions and more. It's just what you want from a collector's edition.
Yes.
I need it just for that statue, let's be honest.
I got your statue,
Shout out to
David.
all of the talented people working on all of the editions, to be honest. And one more thing, as a small thank you to those of you who decide to show their support by pre-ordering the game, you will receive a code for an early unlock of this Sangoran Wafers armor set.
I gotta do
for
something,
Clan.
you know?
But worry not, if you don't pre-order, you will
Just
still
how
be
it
able
is
to
now.
find this armor
Fine, I
set
don't have a
later in
problem
the
with
game.
that.
No, I'm glad you can still find it later in the game as well. That's really cool. We still have that behind-the-scenes video waiting for you all, so do stick around to the end to check that. But
Cool.
that is it from us in
Yeah,
the
I
studio
find plastic
today.
to just be...
Don't forget,
I don't
you
like
can
plastic,
still hear
really.
more about the Blood of Dawnwalker on all of our official social media channels.
Yes, follow us if you'd like to stay up to date with the Blood of Dawnwalker. And remember, you can pre-order the game already on Steam, PlayStation Store, and Xbox Store. It's coming out on September 3rd.
It is indeed. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Stay safe, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
I don't buy collector's edition, but I get sent them a lot. 90% of them went in the trash. Well, not the trash. I usually find somebody to send them to on the channel. Like a mod or somebody, or a fan.
My name is 𝑘𝑢𝑟𝑐𝑒, and I'm a motion capture performer,
Oh, a bunch of garbage. We can do with a bunch of cards and shit. Come on.
stuntman, and action designer. In the Blood of Dawnwalker, I was responsible for creating fight choreography and performance. I've been doing this for more than 20 years now, but this project was different. So first we need to understand the system, and then we create fitting choreography, and then we take care of the visual aspects.
Cool.
The main task and the biggest challenge is to find this balance between those two.
I got to see Larian Studios' mocap studio, which is
My
pretty
name is
cool.
𝑗an I'm MMA fighter, professional fighter.
Not messing with that guy.
Former UFC champion. In the Blood of Dawnwalker, I play Bakir, vampire boss. Why I
Bakir.
decided to be part of this project? Because I'm a gamer. I love games. New adventure for me, new experience, so my dreams come true. And that was like easy decision for me. When I hear about this game, I was excited about the story, what's gonna happen, about the hero, about the gameplay, you know, everything that's gonna be something new. Working with Maciek, you know, he's one of the best in the world. He tell me what to do, how to do it. Very nice. I can work with people
You're
like
picky too, Slander?
every day.
That sword is crazy. It's awesome, man.
Our approach to human fighting style was more grounded, I would say. Basically, as a human would use the sword. So when the night comes and Cohen turns into a vampire, we can introduce his superhuman strength, his superhuman speed. It all is visible in his
The animations have definitely improved.
Bakir fighting style is... I like it because I'm similar to him, you know. My style is very simple, but very good in fight. My first reaction when I see him that he's big, strong, but he's not so handsome like me. That was my first reaction. But I say, okay, I can play.
That's my first reaction.
We work very closely with the dev team. It's a constant back and forth between design, choreography, and then the performance, because they're, you know, one thing influences another. Vampire combat is more over the top.
Nuclear bunker, it looks like they're in. It's so cool that we do this for video games now. It's incredible. Like, video games are cooler than movies now.
I would say I enjoyed the most overcoming the obstacles. So, overcoming the challenges. This project was particularly challenging because of the combat system, and we wanted to find this perfect balance between immersive and responsive combat and visually engaging moves. But once we did it, we're absolutely blown away by the effect.
I don't know about completely rejected, Slander. I'm not sure about that. Definitely rejected.
He used mine. People gonna like him and fear him, and I hope so that I'm gonna kill every player, even
in like a significant, meaningful way. But I don't know about completely. I'm not sure.
I just can't wait to see players' reactions, but I'm pretty sure they will love it.
They're gonna have, you know, amazing adventure to play this game.
They talk a little bit about that earlier,
the game,
so
fear Bakir because that's me.
Make sure to go back and watch that presentation, Slander. The open world gameplay had a lot of, they talk about some reputation systems. The infamy system is really cool. Like a lot of cool RPG choice consequence stuff that I know you're definitely into, and myself as well. The infamy system sounded pretty cool. Like you piss off different vampires and that builds up over the course of the game. Bravo, man. Good job. That's awesome. That was a great presentation. 5,000 people watching too.
I thought I was done.
Let's go back and we're going to watch the gameplay one more time right now, actually. But first, I just want to say, what a presentation. So, like, I was already excited for this game, but I had tempered my expectations because I was kind of looking at it as a AA game, even though it's probably AAA. I was looking at it as a AA game. Not that a AA game can't be as good as a AAA game. There's some AA games that are some of my favorite games of all time, but I tempered my expectations in certain areas. And after today, I still feel like some things look a little AA, but man, like, I'm like, I don't know. I liked everything that I saw. I'm sure there's some things we can criticize and stuff, but what a presentation. The open world gameplay had way more to it than I thought there would be. I didn't expect the infamy system. I'm so happy that they got rid of the combat wheel. Well, they didn't get rid of it. I think you can still use it. So in a way, the game has like a tactical pause, kind of like Osiris Reborn. Because when you go into that wheel menu, time slows down, but it doesn't completely stop. And then you can choose what skill you want to use next. I think initially that was the only way you could use skills. And they have changed that to now where you can just use a skill like you're playing action combat. And I think it's great to offer both options. But man, using the skill wheel every time you want to use a skill just didn't... Like there's little things that I like didn't necessarily like that much, but they also didn't bother me an insane amount that have been fixed. And now I'm so excited for that. I wish they showed off a little bit of the non-directional combat though. Like a little bit of that, because a lot of people are interested in that. I'll probably go with the directional combat, but all right, let's watch the gameplay presentation one more time. And yeah, that'll be it. Then I'm gonna do some research on this game and gather some stuff. Anybody that's leaving, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Lots of Dawnwalker content to come over the next several months. September 3rd is the release date. Also, we can look at the system requirements. Let's just see. Where was that in the video? Just want you guys to see it real fast. And I'll summarize all this in a video in the future. Probably come out tomorrow or later today. Where were the system? Here's the system requirements, just so we can see it real fast. So we're looking at recommended right now. 1080p is okay, so 50 RTX 5060. It is surprising seeing a 5000 right there, but keep in mind, like the 5060, the 60 and 70 GPUs are the less powerful ones, the lower end graphics cards, and 80 and 90 are like the mid to higher ones. So 5060 can be equivalent to, you know, like a, we'll say like a, I don't know. It might not be as bad. Just because you see a 5, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, because it can be equivalent to like a mid-range of a graphics card a couple years prior. But we have 16 gigabytes RAM seems to just be the base now for all games. Like if any of you guys are upgrading parts of your computer, 16 gig is the way it is now. You got to have at least 16. All right, so then we have that. I play on 1440p. On Ultra is what I'm going to be playing on. I have a 4080, so that's perfect. And I think I have that exact graphics card. Maybe. I'm getting 60 FPS on Ultra. Oh no, the CPU. Oh, that's the CPU right there. I don't know if that's my CPU. I have a Ryzen 9 7900. I wonder if that's worse than the 7950. You'd think it would be. I have 64 gigabytes of RAM. VRAM 16. Interesting. Look at the VRAM requirements. I wonder what is that? I don't know if that's a problem for people or not. The VRAM. VRAM is part of your graphics card. 60 gigabytes for storage. Who cares about that? Windows 10. So yeah, I don't know like a ton about this to talk too much about it, but you guys can see it right now. But like I said, just because you see 5000 series, it doesn't mean that your 4000 series graphics card can't run it. Your 4000 series GPU might be better than the 5060. It might just be missing out on like certain parts of technology or something, but there's going to be channels out there that will analyze this and actually know if it's good or bad. I can't really say anything. So, all right, let's watch the gameplay one more time. I thought it was really, really interesting. I just want to watch it without like going into content creator mode again, just kind of take it in. And once again, reminder, we're watching it from a live presentation. It's not live, but a premiere on Rebel Wolves channel. And then I'm streaming it. So that's why everything looks blurry. I think they'll probably release, you know, I could actually, hold on one second. Let's just see. Let me just see if they happen to release the actual video yet. Let's see, Dawnwalker. The story trailer is on Dawnwalker's. Okay, the story trailer is really good too. Let's see. Road to launch gameplay event. Okay, so hold on. We can actually watch it. Maybe this will be higher quality. Story trailer, and then we got all the other languages. Let me click on this. Let's
Peggy.
See. Hold on one second, folks. Oh, that looks way more clear. Okay, we're going to watch it right here. That looks way more clear. So let's get rid of X. Let's pull this over. I think it looks clear.
Character tab. Let's go there. The exclamation mark indicates that a new perk is available.
All right,
and I'm one of the writers at Rebel Wolves. Over the past few months, we've shared quite a lot about the game's
I think a 3090 is way better than a 5060. I could be wrong, but I think it is.
Story. Today, we'll give you a glimpse of the activities our human by day, vampire by night protagonist Cohen can take on while exploring the open world.
This is a really cool part to show off right here.
We start at night in our vampiric form, heading toward a vantage point to get a better sense of our surroundings.
I love this shot aiming up towards the sky. They did a good job presenting that. All right, so we have food in the bottom, some sort of potions. We have our health. We have our stamina. Is that infamy right there? I don't know what that is. We have our map on the top, our timer, and our quest. 23 days left for the family.
Reaching a vantage point reveals nearby opportunities and helps us plan our next steps.
Assassin's Creed.
Just gorgeous.
One thing I don't like about this game is like the UI on some of the elements. Like that's very, I don't know, immersion breaking in my opinion. I think there's better ways you can go about that. And for people who want things to look like that, like there could be an option to turn it on. I doubt they'll fix that or change that, but
Few brave.
Even this, like this huge ass circle right here. I don't know. It just looks, it takes you out of the game.
These woods. Folks say they're chock full of monsters. Village of 𝑠𝑢𝑝𝑝𝑠. Codrin's family's land.
That's one reason why.
Monastery. Its best days are long behind.
That's one reason why I like Crimson Desert's light reflection mechanic versus like Dragon Age Inquisition when you're looking for crystals and some other games, because you feel like you're in the game and everything's immersive and it feels like not realistic, but realistic to the actual world, not that you're actually playing, you know, a computer program.
Find it. I don't think I'll find anything else here.
Let's open them up and check nearby points of interest.
Beautiful map.
Some are tied to Brensis's officers.
Let's go back. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to pause every second, but we did already watch it live. This says, allows you to, so the Maragir Weld's Watchtower allows you to spend skill points, fast forward time. Oh, that's pretty cool. You can just straight up go to one of these watchtowers and fast forward time, or travel to any other previously discovered fast travel point. Interesting. Being able to fast forward time on your own. I wonder if that's the mechanic that they're talking about here.
To Brensis's officers. More on them shortly.
Does sound a little bit like Luhaldi.
The hidden mysteries, haunted sites, and shrines used for fast travel, which can also serve as quest objectives.
Beautiful map. Destroyed shrine. A shrine you can restore to fast travel. Spend skill points. Fast forward time. Yeah, just beautiful map. I love this trend. I'm seeing a lot of studios do maps like this nowadays.
Let's mark one and head there.
Gotta see the wolf form. I did not expect a wolf form.
Early in the game, we can unlock a perk that allows us to transform into a wolf and move faster at night.
Damn, man,
it's
that's
quicker
amazing.
and more agile, though it comes with some limitations.
You see how things like some of the animations and some things look a little bit more AA versus AAA? That's kind of where I get that feeling. But man, after this presentation, I don't care at all. It's not the most important thing when it comes to a game.
Also a daytime equivalent, but more on that later.
What was that? Is someone in trouble?
It looks like we've come across a group in need of help. Whether we intervene is up to us, and both choices can lead to unexpected outcomes. We began with death from above, allowing us to quickly eliminate an unsuspecting enemy and gain the upper hand from the start. We have incorporated community feedback, and now there is no need to open the skill wheel to select a previously assigned ability.
Yep, great
Instead,
change.
we can use quick selection.
Great change, great update.
I thought I was done for. Done for.
So did I, to be fair.
I also think the
Sure.
text, the font that they're using doesn't really matter, but the font also just looks very Google Docs. Surprised that they went with that, but who cares? It's clear, right?
To get you out of this in time.
But you did. Bless you. Bless you.
For now, we need to recover. As a vampire, we restore health by feeding. Human blood is most effective. But in this case, we rely on animals. It's
So
less...
I think when it comes to the vampire, Slander's still here. I think you don't ever have to feed on a human, Slander, which would be one way to reject your vampire powers. But yeah, I don't know if like you completely just ignore nighttime in its entirety. I'm not sure, but you can definitely feed on animals and not feed on humans, but it seems to come with a cost. Morally, maybe with a good cost, but gameplay wise, it might weaken you a little bit.
Sufficient, but it will do. Feeding increases our corruption level. It's shown next to the health bar at the bottom of the screen.
Aha!
The higher the corruption level, the more vampiric perks are unlocked for purchase. Nearby points of interest are marked on the map and indicated
So
on
the
the
corruption
compass
level,
at the top of the
we're at 6 right now for the corruption level. Let's go back. So he started at 5. So this Cohen must have been doing things.
We need to recover. As a vampire, we restore health by feeding. Human blood
Hold
is
on, what
most
was it
effective.
before we got into that battle? Okay, it's been at 5 the entire time.
Enemy and gain the selection.
I thought I was done for. Done for.
So did I, to be fair. Wasn't sure I'd get you out of this in time.
But you did. Bless you. Bless you.
For now, we need to recover. As a vampire, we restore health by feeding. Human blood is most effective. But in this case, we rely on animals. It's less efficient, but it will do.
So feeding on a deer increases your corruption level. Interesting.
Increases our corruption level.
Feeding in general
It's shown
does.
next to the health bar at the bottom of the screen. The higher the corruption level, the more vampiric perks are unlocked for purchase. Nearby points of interest are marked on the map and indicated on the compass at the top of the screen.
Does the corruption
Let's
level go
head
down?
to the shrine. Here's the shrine. Damaged, so we can't use it yet.
Desecrated. Looks like the shrine's missing its heart. But maybe I could restore it.
Okay, now we're playing Witcher.
The tracks, they're fresh.
Yeah, I think that'd be really
There's
cool
a
if you could do
trail
that, Slander.
Let's follow.
I'll see you later, Slander. Thanks for stopping by.
A group of Brancis' soldiers has set up camp. Let's clear them out. Voracious Bite allows us to drink blood from an unsuspecting
So,
enemy and
his
gain the
corruption's
upper
going up.
hand at the beginning of combat. But we're not able to drain this enemy fully as his comrades quickly come to his aid.
It looks so much more smooth.
We use Piercing Shriek to briefly stun the weaker opponent,
I like
giving
that.
us an opportunity to take on his commander. When an enemy blocks and interrupts our attack chain, we can use Charge to prevent a counterattack. Voracious Bite can also be used during combat as an active perk, allowing us to regenerate some health.
Can't tell if his corruption level went up when he
No
did
word of
Voracious
this
Bite.
reaches your master.
Really just like the
With
Witcher
camp
sense mechanic.
destroyed,
Honestly, I kind of agree. I think it's like the worst aspect of The Witcher 3, and The Witcher 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. I think it's horribly implemented in The Witcher 3. It makes sense lore-wise, but it literally plays like 40% of the game for you. You just turn on your red senses and follow. So you see it in this game too. Hopefully it's just not on that level of The Witcher. Like it's okay, I think, in certain situations, but yeah, in The Witcher 3, I agree. I think it's stupid.
our infamy increases. More about this in a moment. Let's
It's
collect
overdone or
our
overused
loot.
in The Witcher 3.
We found the shrine's missing card, along with a manual that unlocks a new perk. Precision. Let's open our inventory.
All right, let me go back for a minute here. So let's go. We're opening up this chest.
Let's collect our loot. We
We
found
got
the shrine's
Precision manual on the importance of being precise unlocks a new perk for purchase in the development tree. What was the item before that?
moment. Let's collect our loot.
Oh, it's a quest item. Can be used to restore Maragir Weld's shrine to its former glory. Okay, so that's what he deposits into the shrine.
We found the shrine's missing card.
Vitality bomb, 15% max human health, can't be consumed during the night. Temporarily increased max health.
Along with a manual that unlocks a new
Gold,
perk.
and then stamina
Precision.
regen.
Let's open our inventory and head to the recipes tab. We found the shrine's missing card, along with a manual that unlocks a new perk. Precision. Let's
Inventory, character, journal, map, court. We haven't seen much on the court here. I wonder if that deals with infamy at all. Glossary and active abilities.
open our inventory and head to the recipes tab.
This looks better too, the
As I
inventory
mentioned,
system.
the manual unlocks a new perk called Precision. Once we read it, it becomes available in the
Vampiric health, armor, stamina, weapon damage, claw damage, crit chance.
character tab. Let's go there. The exclamation mark indicates that a new perk is available.
Okay. Where's the exclamation mark? Oh, maybe it was over sword mastery.
It becomes available in the character tab. Let's go there.
I said I was going to watch it again, not in content creator mode.
The exclamation
Oh, okay. You can see the exclamation mark over the skill right there, so that's a new one.
mark indicates that a new perk is available, but we can't purchase it yet. Perks can only be acquired at a shrine by spending experience points, which are earned by completing objectives. And since we've just finished one, we should be good to go.
You said perks can
We've also
only be
found the
acquired
shrines-
at a shrine. So how does you find the manual that unlocks the perk, but to acquire it, you have to go to a shrine? I wonder if there's other ways to unlock the perk as well, like without finding the manual. Can you just find or buy a manual? Okay, so it seems like the skill system is all based on manuals, at least for sword mastery.
We should be good to go. We've also found the shrine's missing heart, so we can now fix it. Let's head back.
You're welcome.
With the heart restored, the shrine is rebuilt. We can now use it.
Fast
Let's
travel,
start with the
perk
perks.
storage.
In the Swordmaster abilities, we find Precision, now available for purchase. As you can see, it costs both experience points and a time segment, indicated by the hourglass icon.
It's very interesting that it costs a time segment. Because even before, they were like, the only things that cause time to move forward are quests and something else. But apparently, learning some of these perks actually cost a time segment too. I think they're going to get some clap back on that. I'm okay with it right now. Like, I don't have much thought on it, but so that's actually going to move the time of the day forward.
Let's learn it.
Did it? Is that what that means?
Now let's
It
take a look
must.
at the Valkyrie perks. With our corruption level increased and another experience point available, we can unlock new abilities, again marked with an X.
Shapeshift. Shapeshift into a wolf and gain haste. Haste costs 50% less stamina. Haste costs 50% less stamina. 20% faster. Doesn't cost stamina. 20% faster. What's up, Gunk? Appreciate 56 months of membership. That's absolutely insane. Hope you're having a good day too. Rob, the inventory reminds me of Dragon Age style. We're not talking Valgard, are we? Thank you as well. I know we're mostly comparing this to The Witcher, but the gameplay and combat reminds me of Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, Witcher comparisons are of course going to happen because the owner of the studio, the one who started the studio, was the director of The Witcher 3. And also co-director of Cyberpunk, so.
Exclamation point. The corruption level required to purchase a perk is indicated in the tooltip on the right side of the screen. Let's purchase one.
So you can see down here, I just noticed it. So at the bottom right here, you can see the time bar right here. And to purchase this, it's going to cost 2 time segments?
Of the screen. Let's purchase one.
That's crazy. I'm not against this, but I'm not for it yet either. I have to think of it and we have to experience how this works. But I feel like people are not going to be happy when you buy in this game where they keep trying to say, you know, that it's up to you when you want to advance time. Well, it is up to you, but when you want skills, it advances time. That's kind of crazy. I think I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how people feel on that. It's literally making the story go forward. Like, you're getting closer to your family's death by buying a skill point. That's interesting. I don't know about that. Unless I'm missing something. Maybe I'm missing something here, but I don't think people are going to like that. We have to know, like, what the purpose of that is. Like, what's their thinking? What's the design behind it? Because there may be a very good reason and it might work well, but initial thoughts, like, as someone who's okay with the timer in this game, I don't know. Yeah, quests advancing the time makes complete sense to me. It's all narrative, that makes sense. And And there's something else at advanced time that makes complete sense to me, but buying a skill? I don't know, man. People are going to not want to buy skills. Like, it's just a skill. It should, I don't know. I guess it takes time to learn the skill. It could make sense, but I don't know if that's a mechanic that people are going to like.
Time passes as we acquire new perks. The night comes to an end, the sun rises, and a new day begins. Along with a new edict. Edicts are
the game doesn't end at the end of 30 days. That's a pretty silly statement to say. Can you think of a few reasons why people might care, either? The game doesn't end, but what does end at the end of the 30 days? I'll give you one guess. What ends at the end of the 30 days? I'll just tell you. The main quest, the entire point of the story and everything that you're working towards in this game is over after those 30 days. Now, with that said, the game not fully ending after 30 days, yeah, I think it's a great thing that you can keep playing. But that's not going to convince somebody who doesn't like timers that it's okay. The whole point of the game is it's a narrative-driven game where you're trying to save your family, etc.
Tied to the infamy system we mentioned earlier.
This is really interesting.
Several have already been proclaimed since the start of...
Aha, so this is under the court tab here. This is the infamy system, so we do get to see the court tab. And these are the four, this is the main antagonist and then the three other secondary antagonists, or whatever you call them. And we have, let's see, I'm going to read through all these on my own time, like the lore behind the characters.
Our journey. The higher our infamy, the harsher the edicts, and the more challenging the world becomes. It's a sign that Brensis is vigilant, and the more challenging the world becomes.
As your infamy rises, Brensis will issue edicts meant to thwart your efforts. Really cool. This is like RPG stuff. I like this.
It's a sign that Brensis is vigilant and reacts to our actions in Vales Ngora. Infamy reflects how much we disrupt the operations of Brensis's followers. Let's take a closer look at one of his officers, Ambrose. In the right corner of the screen, we can see his level of aggression towards us.
Pause it for a second. So you can see the anger level bar. Oh, you guys can't see it because of my webcam. Look behind my webcam right here. See that anger level bar? That obviously goes up. When anger level reaches maximum, you will unlock a side quest tied to this 𝑔𝑎𝑚𝑒 here. It's kind of cool. I wonder if there's like more to it than just the side quest.
When it reaches its peak,
prevents you from farming skill points. All you gotta do is place a cap on it.
A new quest line is unlocked, influencing the story and shaping our future confrontation with Brensis. As you can see, multiple open-world activities are tied to Ambrose, all connected to his operations. Let's go back to the map to mark one of them, and then let's head there.
All these are edicts, or these things? I don't know. I love that music. It's kind of Diablo 2-ish. Does time only move forward? I don't think you can go back in time. Yeah, you know, overall I do like this time system. I do think we have so many just normal action RPGs. I think even without the timer, this game already has enough unique things to it with the sandbox narrative. But actually, the timer ties into the whole sandbox narrative thing too. So I think that is a big part of the game being unique. It's just like what little things need to be tweaked and what things are, you know, not just because a mechanic makes sense or whatever. If it's not fun, if people don't like it, then it doesn't matter if it makes sense or doesn't make sense. But overall, I do like the time mechanics from what we're seeing.
We've arrived near one of Ambrose's warehouses, storing blood supplies.
Killed. Go back where you came from.
I don't...
Time to restore the order.
Charge is an ability shared between human and vampire forms. This enemy was weak enough to stun them with it.
So much smoother than it was before. Yeah, there's always mods too, very true. I'm sure people have a ton of mods that mess with the timer in this game or get rid of it completely.
The Valkyries store blood in places like this. Ambrose is responsible for keeping it safe.
That's cool. Is that treasure map?
But we're not going to make his job any easier.
What's up, Inu? AWD forward.
Another group of soldiers stands in our way.
Take them out.
We open with Broad Swing to weaken as many opponents as possible.
Like that.
Then follow up with Burning Blood, which briefly staggers the enemy and applies a damage over time effect.
Very good. Yeah, like WD Ford said, a good dev team has a specific vision for the game and they're fairly certain they can convince a lot of gamers. I think that's important too. Like obviously, they're not, like, just because people initially say they don't want something, it doesn't mean you should just completely get rid of your vision for the game. Obviously, the time mechanics are a core part of this game and a lot of us don't understand how it works fully. But I definitely prefer development studios to stay, if they really have a vision and they're experienced gamers and developers, I would prefer that they stick to their vision and see it out, because I think that ultimately, you know, ends up in a better product for the people that the game is actually made for, versus falling back on everything and then you end up making a game that's just mediocre and nobody even cares about it. So, you know, maybe the time mechanics do push some people away, so be it. Maybe we actually, those of us that enjoy it, we really understand the design when we get into the game and it makes sense to us as we start playing. Maybe we're going to end up loving it.
Prisoners' fate is grim. Their blood is drained, then stored in places like this, where it awaits distribution to Brensis and his officers.
You can collect or destroy the barrels, so we already have some choice going on there.
Feels nice. Hitting them where it hurts.
With the supplies destroyed, our infamy rises again. We've disrupted Umbrus's operations enough for now. Let's move on to another point of interest.
You're doing things that are good for people, but then like your corruption is going up in a way. It's not called corruption, it's infamy is going up. It's different because usually in games you do things that are evil and then like your corruption levels or whatever go up. In this game, you're doing things for the good of your people and you have this infamy reputation system getting harder for you.
Haunted Site. Earlier we showed you how we can move faster at night by transforming into a wolf.
This is using up stamina.
To increase our speed during the day, we can unlock a hex called Mercurial Fervor.
Cool.
Haunted sites are only accessible during the day,
this part's
as
really
they
cool.
require blood magic, unavailable in vampiric form. Completing them strengthens
wait,
our
what'd you say
magical
about
ability.
those?
Blood magic into a wolf. To increase our
Haunted
speed
sites.
during the day, we can unlock a hex called Mercurial Fervor.
Looks nice.
Haunted sites are only accessible during the day,
Okay.
as they require blood magic, unavailable in vampiric form.
What does that "and available in vampiric form" mean? That sentence doesn't make sense to me. Haunted places are only available in the day because they require blood magic, which is what the human form of Cohen can do. But hold on. What does that mean?
As they require blood magic, unavailable in vampiric.
They require blood magic and available in vampiric form. I can't understand that sentence for some reason. I think I'm just stupid. So is it available like when you're in vampiric form at wait, I don't know what I just heard. Whatever.
Form. Completing them strengthens our magical abilities, but also puts our combat skills to the test.
Oh, she's saying unavailable? Oh. Oh, yeah, see, you guys are smarter than me. You caught that.
As they require blood magic, unavailable.
Oh. Not and available, unavailable. Makes sense. Makes complete sense. On the third day time thing, I remember Zelda Majora's Mask had a 3-day stretch before the world ended to do the main quest. Granted, they had a cool mechanic to reverse time. My only negative so far is the graphics feel dated. Oh, 2 separate comments. Graphics feel dated for the hardware specs. Yeah, perhaps that's true. That's kind of what I've been saying. Like, the game looks a little bit AAA because of the graphics, but compared to the hardware specs, yeah, maybe you would expect more. But I'm perfectly fine with it, so I don't really care. I think it looks good. Good enough. Especially in this presentation, way better than before.
In vampiric form. Completing them strengthens our magical abilities, but also puts our combat skills to the test.
do not provoke the spirits.
Here are restless. Perhaps I could help them somehow.
This is a really cool transition that they have here. No loading screen, nothing, just astral communion.
All of the enemies are nicely grouped together. It's a perfect opportunity to use Ravenous Flow, a perk that damages opponents in an area twice. First in activation, and then in the follow-up attack.
So ℎ𝑒_t_e places are only available to be done in human form. You'd assume there's some open world activities that can only be experienced in vampire form too.
The enemies are defeated, so let's collect our loot. This
Witchcraft Mastery Manual. Superior character development. Insight into the realities of using magic makes a new perk available for purchase in the development tree. Any perk?
Haunted sites may reward us with ancient texts.
Quilted black leggings. We have armor rating. Bunch of different stats here. I like seeing this. Not proficient with medium armor. That's pretty cool. There's some sort of armor proficiency system. And it lowers your stats by 15%, but you can still wear it.
Allowing Cohen to become...
And we have an ingredient for crafting and a silver cross, which looks like you just sell it.
Powerful wielder of magic. And that's just a brief look at open world activities. Many more await, often tying back to the main objective and opening up new storylines along the way.
Very cool. I'm happy that we rewatched it on the channel with this higher quality because it's way less blurry now. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I am going to go maybe eat some food, take a little walk, and then start working on some videos for Dawnwalker for the week. You know, the presentation I thought was really well done. I like everything I'm seeing. Well, not everything, but I like most things I'm seeing here. And continues to get better with every presentation, which is awesome to see. So this game still remains my most anticipated for this year. September 3rd is the release date. So mark it on your calendars, folks. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Right now it is, what's today? Oh, today's Tuesday. So technically tonight is a stream night. But I might not do that because I might work on some Dawnwalker stuff. So see you guys. Twitch chat, have a good day. Oh, sorry. I had my microphone unmuted. You guys might have heard me sniff. See a Shadow. See Anonymous. See a Martin. Cheers. Venlin. See a Sheo. See a Brillig. See a Dread.